Welcome to another episode of Shiloh Creek, where the water runs slow, the friends look out for each other, and every story starts here, pondside, with me. I'm Old Timber, the elephant elder, and today's story is about the morning the friends held the first ever Shiloh Creek Olympics, and the slow one who said yes when she wanted to say no. Today, I want to ask you something, my friends. Have you ever stood at the start of something you didn't want to start? A book that looked long, a room that looked messy, a run-up to a thing where the part of you that didn't want to go was louder than the part of you that wanted to. What does it cost to start? Listen carefully. The answer is in the story. I'll tell you something, my friends. God made each of us at a different speed, and the race God set for you isn't the same race as the one God set for the friend running next to you. Listen carefully. The race in this story is small, and it is bigger than it looks. Now, gather round, friends. Come close by the pond.
Old Timber. Is this the race one?
Yes, Shelly. It is the race one. Settle in. Now, here we go. Now, this was a bright, dry morning, the kind where the air has been swept clean by a night wind, and the grass is short and good underfoot, and the meadow looks as if it has been waiting all year for somebody to do something on it. And the night before, around the slow water bend, Bongo the bear cub had got an idea. And the idea was a games day, a whole meadow games day, foot races on the long flat, a wing-zip relay through the cattails, a loud tree shout for the parrot, a puddle cheer station for the mud puppies, a small, slow walking lane with its own ribbon, and he had called it the Shiloh Creek Olympics. And the morning of the games, just after dawn, before anyone else had stretched a leg or warmed a wing, the slow one was already at the pond, quietly, just sitting, watching the water, thinking about whether she was going to enter the race or not. And I came down, along the pond path, slow, like I do. I saw her by the meadow. I sat near her. We didn't speak for a while. Then I said something to her. A line from an old letter written a long time ago. A line about a race. I said it gently. She heard it. She didn't say anything back. She just sat with it. Soon the sun came up properly, and the friends came out into the meadow, and the games began. Now this is where things got interesting. And the first one out into the meadow, bouncing on every paw, wearing what he was calling his official athlete face, was Bongo the bear cub. And he came galloping up to the start line, and he stopped, and he looked at the morning, and he said,
"Friends, the meadow is ready. The sun is ready. The grass is officially short. I have stretched twice. And so I have an announcement. As the coach of the Shiloh Creek Olympics, and also the inventor of them, I got this."
And just behind him, wings already humming at her optimum air-resistance stretch frequency, whatever that is, darted Zippy the hummingbird. And she had a clipboard, a leaf clipboard, with a chart on it, and the chart had columns.
Okay. Friends, I have built the spreadsheet for the games. I have entrant by entrant projected finish times. I have wind speed at the cattail bend. I have a confidence interval for the puddle cheer loudness. I have a tortoise pace projection. Shelly, I have a Shelly projection on this clipboard. Friends, we are ready. Mathematically, we are ready.
And from up high in the big old oak, because where else would he be, with feathers practiced, with throat warmed, with a small grass crown he had made himself before sunrise, balanced above his head as if it were not, quite touching it, called down Garingo, the parrot.
Behold, friends, wayfarers, athletes, competitors! The hour is upon us. The meadow is the arena. The grass is the track. The wind has been consulted. I myself have entered the loud tree shout, as is my obligation as the loudest among us, and I shall project.
And from the edge of the meadow, where the grass meets the pond, came Fern the fawn, wearing her usual register, steady, and she had two things in her mouth, a small ribbon and a piece of paper. The paper said, "Start."
Hello, friends. The start line is ready. I made the sign. It says start.
Fern. The sign is incredible. Fern, the sign. It's the best sign. It is the official sign of the Shiloh Creek Olympics. Friends, this is happening.
A sign, friends. The sign is, and let me be clear about this, the sign is present, which means by the laws of all proper games, we are ready.
And from the soft path, slow as ever, the slow one came up to the start line, and the friends, all of them at once, turned to look.
Friends, I have been thinking about the race, about whether to enter.
Shelly, the walking lane. We made you the walking lane. It has its own ribbon. You can walk in it. It's the slow lane. It's just for you, the official slow lane.
Friends, the walking lane Shelly projection. I have it calculated. At her usual pace, she would finish. Friends, I do not want to alarm anyone, but she would finish well after the other events have concluded. And the awards, friends, the awards would have been given. And the snacks would have been, friends, the snacks would be gone.
Shelly, I have, of course, a thought, a small thought. It is, if I may, that perhaps a Meadow Games Day, given its particular velocity-related character, is best enjoyed by you as the official spectator. A noble role, a historically recognized role. I will naturally point the loud tree shout in your honor at intervals.
Shelly, what do you want?
Fern. I want to be in the race. I want to start. I want to finish. I'd like that, please.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course, right. Shelly, friend, you are in the race. The regular race?
The regular race.
And the race began. A clean start. Bongo bounded. Zippy zipped. Garingo flew low, his loud tree shout already calling from above. Mostly about himself. The mud puppies were cheering from the puddle, and Shelly stepped. Once, twice, 3 times. Now, the race was not long. For Bongo and Zippy and Garingo, it was over, quickly. Bongo's paw hit the finish line first. Zippy's wings crossed fast. Garingo arrived, by his own description, in a moment of theatrical accuracy. And the meadow was loud, and the mud puppies were cheering louder, and the friends were celebrating, and Shelly was about a third of the way down the path. And the friends, all together at the finish line, kept cheering. For a while. But as Shelly kept walking, and the cheering stretched on, and the friends started to feel a little embarrassed for her, the cheering quietly stopped. And it got quiet, and the meadow still had a slow tortoise on the path, and nobody was watching, and it got quiet for a while.
I felt it. When the cheering stopped, I felt it slow down, and I felt it stop, and I felt that the friends were ashamed for me, and that hurt more than coming last. It just hurt. On a sunny morning, on a meadow, it hurt. And I stopped on the path. For a moment, I almost turned back. I almost did. I really almost did. And then, the line old Timber gave me at dawn, it came into my head, not in his voice, in mine. And it was a line about a race that was set for me. Not chosen by me, set for me. And I kept walking. Not stubborn, just walking. Because the line told me the race wasn't between me and them. The race set for me was between me and the part of me that didn't want to start. And that part of me wasn't winning anymore. Not since I'd said yes to Fern. So I kept walking.
And so, Shelly kept walking, and the meadow was quiet, and the part of her that had said yes kept her on the path, and the part of her that hadn't wanted to start had nothing left to say. And then, the friends noticed. And one by one, the friends turned, and they looked back, down the path, and they saw what they had stopped looking at. And Bongo walked, not bounded, along the side of the path, toward her. And he met her halfway, and he said,
Shelly, I'm sorry. I stopped looking. I thought you were embarrassed, so I stopped looking. And that wasn't a kindness. That was me, not wanting to feel your slowness, I think. I'm sorry, Shelly. I'm walking with you the rest of the way, if you want.
And Zippy just hovered, lower than usual, right beside Shelly's shell, the clipboard still in her wing, but not being looked at. And then she folded the leaf clipboard in half, quietly, and she didn't say anything, and that was a kind of apology too.
Friend Shelly, I had legs. I had them this whole time. I could have walked. I didn't. I'd like to walk now.
Shelly, I'm glad you said yes. At the start, I'll walk with you too.
Friends, thank you. You can walk with me. I wasn't racing you. The race set for me was a different race. I was finishing what I'd started.
That's it. That's it exactly. And so, with Bongo walking, not bounding, on her right, and Zippy hovering quietly on her left, and Garingo walking, yes, his feet on the ground, just behind her, and Fern beside them all, the friends went down the path together, at the slow one's pace. And the parrot, I will tell you, looked at his feet several times, as if to confirm they were still there. And nobody said anything for a while, and the meadow was warm, and the mud puppies in the puddle started cheering again. And the cheering this time didn't stop. And Shelly crossed the finish line, slow as ever. And the friends were there, and the meadow was bright. And then she said one more thing, as she crossed.
I told you. I'll get there. I always do.
Now, later that afternoon, as we all walked back from the meadow, the friends were quieter than usual. The good kind of quiet. The kind that comes after a hard thing has been finished together. And Shelly said one more small thing, and Fern said one too.
The part of me that didn't want to start. It lives in my shell with me. It travels. But every time I say yes to a start, it gets a little smaller.
I'm getting braver with my questions.
That's it. That's it exactly. Now before we go, the dear chaotic creatures, Splish, Splash and Splosh, have of course something they very much want to tell you. About races, the smallest of the friends.
Like a bell on a cold rock. A race is a bell. The path is the cold rock. The slow one rings the bell. Best. Because the slow one is in the bell the longest.
I have a fact. Wait, no, I have a question. If the slow one is in the bell the longest, does that mean the slow one hears the bell the longest? Or does the slow one be the bell the longest? I think both. I'll get back to you.
And also, the path has feelings. The path prefers the slow walker, because the slow walker gives the path more time to be a path. A path needs time to do its job. The job is being a path.
Like a bell on a cold rock. A path is a cold rock. The race is the bell. The slow one is the bell.
Well, the mud puppies are not wrong, exactly. They are also not right, exactly. But I will say, they have noticed that slowness rings a bell. And that's closer to the morning than they know.
Old timber. What did we learn today?
When Shelly said yes, at the start, even though she didn't want to start, that's where the race was already half won. And there's a line from the Bible, my friends, from a letter, written a very long time ago, by a man named Paul, who once wrote to his friends, he called the Hebrews, about running, about finishing, and about the cloud of witnesses God surrounds you with when you start a hard thing. The line is from his letter to the Hebrews, from chapter 12, verse 1. The line says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight, and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us."
Old timber. What does that look like? In an actual day? For somebody who is listening right now?
Well, this week, when there's something you don't want to start, a book that looks long, a tidy your room job that looks too big, a homework page that looks impossible, a sorry you owe somebody that feels heavy in your shell. Remember, the race isn't between you and anybody else. The race is between you and the part of you that didn't want to start. And the moment you say yes to a start, even a small, slow start, that part of you has already lost the most important step. And God surrounds you with a cloud of witnesses, cheering every slow step you take. Try one slow step. Just one. The race is already half run when you take it. Until the next breeze brings us together. Run patiently out there, little ones.
See you next time, somewhere in Shiloh Creek.